In this tutorial in Microsoft Excel, we're going to look at how to restrict data entry into a cell or multiple cells using a drop-down list. For example, on the screen you see a credit card type, and we want to limit that to certain credit card makers. So I am going to click on cell C3. And with that selected, I'm going to click on the Data tab above the ribbon at the top. And then from the Data Tools, Data Validation. We have three tabs. We're going to be on the Settings tab for now. Right now, any value is allowed. I want to limit it though, so I'll click the down arrow to the right, and then I'll choose the fourth item down, which is called List. Right now it's going to ignore blanks. It will be an in-cell drop-down where it appears, and then it wants to know the source. So I'm going to click on my tab here. Now it's saying, where is the source? Well, my source is actually on sheet 2. It has to be in the same workbook. And then my source will be these cells here, which I already defined as cards. But you could actually put the cell number, but mine will be called cards. And then I will just select that and press the Enter key. And so now my list is confined to these items here. Then I need to add an error alert. And I'm going to use the stop, which is the most forceful error. And we will say invalid card selection. And then our message will be must use one of these cards. That's enough for now. I'll click on OK. So now I have controlled that. Now you notice now we have a little drop-down box here. And I'll click on the drop-down box and I can click Discover Card, or I can click MasterCard, or I can click anything else I want. But I can't go ahead and simply type in stuff and have it accepted. When I do, I get an error. I'll do retry. Okay, so retry. Well, I have to back out, clear the field completely, and now I can type in whichever one, or drop down whichever one I want. So that's an easy way to control the options in a box to a drop-down list. You make the list anywhere in the sheet. Could have been on the same tab of my workbook, but I chose to put it on a different one. Now I also have something else you might be interested in. I have an expiration date here. And if I type in 1/1, 1/2, or 1/3, hit enter, I get an error message. It's not allowed in this particular option. So I'll do cancel, and now we'll do another date, 2/1/19, and that works. What I've done is I've done error checking here with data validation. I'll click on the cell and show you what I did. Click on data validation. The settings are the date has to be greater than or equal to this cell on sheet 2. Now I'm going to cancel that because I'm going to show you what the cell is. If I click over here, this cell, if you note very carefully, is equal to today. And so what it does, it looks at this cell, which is equal to today's date, whichever date that is. This is the date I'm recording this. And it will automatically determine whether or not it's valid by that. So I'll go back to data validation. So the date has to be greater than or equal to sheet 2, cell C2, and so that validates that. And then I also have a month and year that are parsed from this. The cell is equal to the month of C6 unless the cell is blank. So if it's blank, it will be empty. If the month is in there, it will be the month of that. And same way with year. I had to use the is blank. Let me show you why. If I just delete this cell, now they're blank. If I did not have that in, it would put in the first date in the calendar. I believe it's 1900. So I don't want that. So this has to be valid. So I'll put 3/3/2029/21/22, and I get a month and year. So that gives me a little bit of options as to how I can control the data that goes into this cell from a drop-down list and this cell from a date range, also parsing out the month and the expiration year of the credit card.